Welcome, everybody. Sorry for the little delay of the start. The time is 6:34. The date is November 30th, Wednesday, 2022. I'd like to call this regular town board meeting to order, but would you all please rise for the pledge to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm going to go a little out of order tonight. I was asked by two different people to just say something quick, briefly, and then I will get to the public comments on the agenda items only, okay? Steve, you want to go first?
Sure. Good evening, Steve Vincent. I'm a member of the Master Plan and Zoning Committee. I would ask the town, I know we did a solar moratorium. I would ask the town, with all of the comments and talking with the Master Plan Committee and Zoning Committee, we would request that the town board would consider doing a moratorium on all energy projects, all municipal or public utility projects, until we get the zoning completed. We see where we could get many more projects that are storage facilities and alike that we are not equipped to handle in our current zoning. I did ask the rest of the board members tonight, and everyone was in agreement to request from this board to consider a moratorium on those projects.
That would be future projects, not the ones that are in review now.
Correct. But we do have exposure to other projects that are much bigger than this one. And it would safeguard us to get our zoning done first.
Council, is that something we could consider, talk about?
We could look into it, yeah, I'll have to research it, and look at the state law to make sure. We can't preempt state law, so that would be something on that we'd have to look into, but it's potentially possible.
I mean, we made it happen on the solar projects. Obviously, this is, the way you're talking, Steve, this would a lot more.
On the solar as well, and until we get the zoning done.
The solar was extended for another 6 months,
Yep.
so that's in place. So we'd have to speak to the board, maybe get a little specific on what type of moratorium for exact types of.
Are you saying in a nutshell, all power type facilities or projects?
All power type projects, yes. Because we have other projects that are going on in other towns that we really feel should be really regulated in this one, if allowed.
And by when you say members of the board, you mean the committee?
Yes.
The comp plan committee and
The
zoning
committee,
committee?
when the committee met tonight, and we did discuss this tonight, and everyone that was in attendance was in favor of
Okay.
it. All right?
Any comments? Sue?
No.
John?
Nope.
Jay?
Nope, no comment.
Deputy?
I see how the solar moratorium is in place because those are private entities, but public utilities they're utilities.
That's why we have to look into
they trump
what
all
we
of us.
can-
Yeah.
what legally we can do. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the request,
Sure.
and I see the validity of it. I just have to see from a legal standpoint. It's the first I'm hearing about it, so I wasn't prepared to speak on it tonight.
Sure.
So I'll advise the board.
I'm not prepared to have a discussion other than the fact that we'll look into it, Steve.
Okay,
Is that okay?
thank you. Appreciate it.
And then we'll look into it, we'll research it, and we'll bring it back, probably not before the next regular meeting.
Okay,
That would be my best case scenario.
thank you.
You okay with that? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Finn.
Thank you, Steve.
You got it back.
Here. I was asked by one more gentleman. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Dwayne Stevens?
Mr. Stevens, you want to just approach the podium and you'll be,
Oh, certainly. Wow.
I guess you asked for a
I
couple.
think I was, put you on the spot.
You are the one to ask for a couple minutes about a pond or dam issue?
Yes,
Okay,
there's,
go ahead.
You want me to stand over here?
Yes, please.
Okay.
At the
At the podium.
At the mic, please.
All right.
Please just state your name and your address for the record.
Dwayne Stevens, and I'm at 17 David Lane in Falling Lake Estates, but it falls in the town of Dover. And there's a lake called Blackberry Pond up there. It is a predominantly state-owned lake. And the DEC is contemplating draining this lake at the beginning of the new year. And it's heartbreaking. I have a bunch of photos of, eagles that have been taken, that fly around there on a daily basis. In fact, I have a video I just took yesterday of one circling the lake. The eagle is a flagship bird. It was on the endangered species list a while back, and New York State spent millions of dollars to bring this bird back. So to eliminate its feeding source and its watering hole, especially with the drought that we had this past summer, to eliminate a water source for all the animals. I have photos of eagles. There's a picture, an aerial view of the lake that they're looking to drain.
Now, I guess I gotta ask an obvious question. Why is the reason that they wanna drain this?
They're saying that it'll cost more to repair the dam than it would be to breach it and drain the lake.
And this is the lake that's in the middle of, what's the name of the state property up there?
West
The
Mountain.
Mountain State Forest.
Yeah. So, I entertained, yeah. I took a call from a young lady helping out. Are you the property owner?
I'm an owner on the lake. I do have a frontal
Okay, now
property.
I believe if I understood her correctly, she said there is one property owner on the lakefront of its entirety, the rest is owned by state.
Correct, yeah, that would be me. So obviously I have personal reasons. I would
Okay.
lose the view of the lake. But I grew up on this lake and I was sworn to keep this as a generational property.
So is the dam being commissioned due to damage? Is that why they're doing this process? I gotta ask this,
I believe due to age.
okay? 'Cause
And,
if it lets loose into the town of Dover, then it's a concern, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
but also, the positives well outweigh the negatives, which is
No, I hear you.
a funding
I understand.
issue. Peter Hartman, the senator, spoke at the DEC meeting saying that he would help find the funds, to repair this. New York took out a bond of $4.2 billion to do forestry issues, including the dam.
Do you have a name and a number of the contact at DEC?
I do. It's actually in my,
Can you, my email is supervisor@doverny.us.
Okay. I could send you all the info I have. It's
Send me the name and number, because then I'd like to get a full picture of why,
certain.
all right? Because obviously, if it's a dam issue, there are dams throughout the county, and especially in our town, that are on a list. And we monitor, we have, what's the emergency preparation plan for Falling Lake Estates that we review and look through each and every year.
Right.
Is this the dam?
Well, this
that I
is
see
an earthen
has-
dam. This isn't the one on Jones Pond that was repaired already.
So it's not the man-made dam? It's an earth dam?
Correct.
Okay.
It's an earthen dam that has been functioning for, near 100 years.
Okay.
And now their engineers have, proposed we either repair the dam or they breach it, but they're leaning to breach it based on funding. But between the infrastructure money that was allocated for New York State, $12 billion plus the $4.2 billion that was just allocated in a bond for forestry,
Okay.
I would hate to see. I have photos, and the thing is they're looking to rush through this the beginning of the new year. They said, look, it's, we changed the classification of the dam, which, makes it a more, time-sensitive issue. But they're not giving us time to hire a private biologist to come in and assess. I have pictures of a biologist, confirm that some of these photos, there's freshwater mussels that are that are endangered in the state of New York. There's, I personally took that photo and several others, and a wood turtle that has a tracker on it that I personally took. And those are on the threatened species list. The eagle is a flagship bird or a flagship species that New York State has spent millions of dollars, so why would you take away the source?
Well, I'm gonna rescind my comment about running into the town of Dover. Where does this pond drain into once they
Okay,
bleach?
I have that as well. It goes into Burton Brook. It goes from Blackberry Pond
Yep,
into Jones Pond,
which is where the
the man-made
man-made
concrete
dam is.
dam. is.
That's the one I was referring to, and I apologize for that.
No,
That's
no
the one
worries.
that's up behind properties that are in the town of Dover.
Correct.
That's why I said if breached or if it blows out.
Right, but that was,
That's why I would have concern first and foremost.
right,
And
that was
people-
recently repaired,
Okay,
and the Blackberry Pond feeds into that pond,
okay,
which then goes into the Burton Brook, that goes into the Swamp River.
yep.
But that river, you know, is not right up against homes and everything. I just don't see the urgency to rush through this. They've been draining this and lowering the level of this pond now for 2 years. And we were told by DEC, our engineers are working on it, please, trying not to, get upset. We're working on it. Now, all of a sudden, there was a notice with a meeting 2 days away from Thanksgiving that I had to come in from out of state to make, and they're saying it's urgent now.
Okay, I'll go as far as saying this. Get me the information on who you deal with or who's handling the project, along with your information, and I'll make a call to see what they tell me, and I'll gladly get back to you. But if the DEC is way above us,
Right,
so.
I understand that, but
And I respect the pictures that you're bringing, but if they don't feel it's going to be an impact, I can't speak for them, and I really can't speak on it. But I'll make a phone call, because that's our job, and I'll look into it for you.
right, I'm trying
And I'll get back
to,
to you.
make, the constituents aware of what's happening. A lot of people aren't even aware of this. And to remove that lake and then go, oh, it's already, the wildlife's already gone. And the water source, this is a water source for your fire department. A lot of these homes fall in the town of Dover. So to remove this, this water source, I've even, allocated a spot in my driveway in case there was an emergency. Fire trucks could actually come up and use my driveway. It's the closest point to the lake. It's a hard pan surface, so the trucks don't get stuck. But to remove that away from the homes up there, to be able to pump water out of that lake, and then,
Give me that contact information,
I will,
and then,
I will.
I'll reach back out to you.
I appreciate it.
Jason, did you have something? Were you raising your hand? or-
No, he covered it. I was just gonna say, there's two lakes up on top up
Yeah.
there. So he's talking about the state lake, and there's the one that is.
I'm familiar with the one with the beach where we had the dry wells installed.
Yes, and that would be the Pauling Lake Estates
You
one.
go through the pillars and then it'd be a right down
Yes.
to the lake.
Yes.
That's
Well,
what I'm
actually,
more
they're
familiar
both. You make a right and you'll pass this upper lake.
Yep.
However, one of my points is, obviously, there's a personal loss, with,
I hear you.
but you're going to lose a lot of taxpayers' dollars as the property values fall because they're no longer, near this lake. So
Right.
when we purchased property, when we purchased this particular house, it was sold as, waterfront. The brochure from the 60s was a sailboat on that lake. And, I still have that brochure that my mother.
Give me that contact information for both yourself and who you're dealing with, and I'll make a phone call, that's all I can say.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I would love for your constituents to know, that they're probably not even aware that there's a state lake up there. So it does affect everybody in the town of Dover because it falls within your township. So
Okay, thank
thank you
you.
very much for your time.
You're welcome. Okay. Want to do the presentation before the comments?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
One more item before the public comments on the agenda items. And we have a presentation on weatherization program by Dutchess County Community Action Partnership. At this point in time, the podium is yours, ma'am.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. My name is Patty Lamry. I work for Community Action Partnership in Dutchess County. Community Action does a lot for the community. We have an office in Dover, Poughkeepsie, Red Hook, and Beacon. I'm here basically tonight on behalf of Weatherization. Weatherization is a program that enables income-eligible families to reduce their energy bills by making their homes more energy efficient. That means we would come in and do an energy audit, and it's all free, as long as they're income eligible, they don't have to pay for any of it. We would do an energy audit, run some tests, write up a work scope, see what we can do to help reduce, make their house more energy efficient. Some of the things we do would be air sealing all the perimeters of the home, where any air is getting in or out. We do attic insulation, sidewall insulation, basement insulation. We do ventilation in bathrooms, kitchen ventilation. We weather strip around doors. We're putting LED lighting throughout the house for health and safety measures. We reduce CO smoke. And also clean and tune their furnace. And if their furnace is not properly running, at that time, either we would replace it through weatherization, or I would refer them to DSS for the program called HER, Heating Equipment Repair and Replacement. Because either they can do it, if they don't do it, normally 9 times out of 10 when they deny a client, weatherization will pick it up and pay for their heating system. But, we have a lot of the mobile homes out here in High Meadows and the other senior parks. But we are here for the community if they need anything. We also have a lot of other programs we offer. We have employment, we have help with suiting for employment, we teach how to write resumes. But do you have any questions for me for weatherization?
Yeah,
Okay.
I need your information, because I got a few that I'll give it to right away.
On the front desk out front, I left applications, my brochure, my business
Okay.
cards. We also have an office in Dover. If you ever need me to come out there and do, like a display or something for people in the community, we're more than willing to come out. Where I'm at the Poughkeepsie office, but we can come to the.
And you deal strictly with, I'll say, the weatherization of a home?
A home, a mobile home, multifamily.
Nothing to do with the reduction, like a heat program?
We do heat also, that's another department that
Okay.
we do. We
Now-
work with heat.
Now, here comes the question.
Yep,
The heat program is for heating fuel and oil.
yes.
Kerosene, fuel oil. What does it do for electric? Because I
It
don't
will-
know if it does.
It does.
Okay.
If you heat with electric, you get a certain percentage, not a big percent like they do for oil and gas.
Yeah.
But Central Hudson will give you a stipend towards will give the county, I should say, will give you a stipend towards your electric.
Okay,
It's
you
not
said
much.
Central
I think
Hudson, out here is NISEC.
it's NISEC, right,
Same
so they'll
thing?
pay NISEC, yep.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I
they
need
will
some
pay
information.
NISEC.
Do we have that information? I had somebody approach me just yesterday, so
Yes.
it works
Yeah.
out. Okay,
Heat will pay, if it's electric, heat will pay NISEC, they'll pay Central Hudson, either one.
okay,
Yep.
thank you.
You're
Any
more than
questions?
welcome. Anybody else
Sure.
have any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Okay.
Good.
We'll have brochures at the library.
I'll leave my cards out front, if anybody has any questions, feel free to call me.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you,
you.
have a good night.
I'm gonna put some brochures at the library as well for access.
Okay.
We'll post it on the town's website as well.
That, and maybe we can just make copies for the senior program for Julie.
Sure.
But a senior came to me just yesterday and asked me if the heat program does electric heat, and I said I wasn't sure. So, good. Okay, at this time, any public comments on agenda items only? Seeing nobody approaching the podium. Reports from the Recreation Department and Highway. Julie, you want to go first?
Hi, I'm Julie Muncy from Dover Recreation. First thing is, this Saturday, hopefully, we're having our holiday fest and tree lighting. So right now, we're trying to figure out the weather. So we're gonna see if we can postpone it to Sunday, depending if Santa and other people can come. So right now, that's our situation for that, but we're hoping that Saturday still works for us. Hopefully weather will hold out, at least at night, and we'll go from there. But we'll let everybody know whether on our Facebook, on the town's Facebook, other Facebook pages, and get it out there, Instagram, that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll let you know, as soon as we know. I want to just say thank you to my maintenance guys, Sean and Paul, as well as Billy from Highway. They've been doing a great job. The park looks wonderful. They still have a few more things to get done tomorrow. Hopefully that'll be it for them. But the other thing I want to say is the displays, excuse me, the displays, they're not there for people to sit on or lean on. So I just need people to be really careful and just be mindful that they're really just to look at, take your pictures, but please don't sit on them or lean on them. But I also want to thank my office staff, Paul and Dodie, for helping to get the inside done and get all the other stuff done behind the scenes that needs to be done for this night. So the other thing I have going on is basketball season started last night. We had a really good turnout. We had about, for 3rd through 6th, we had about 70 kids. So tonight is 7th and 8th and up to high school. So that'll be starting tonight. Our games do not start till January 21st. Saturday, January 21st, 2023, due to some conflicts at the school. They have a few things going on the first few Saturdays, so we're unable to get in there. But our first games do start January 21st. Our senior center is open on Mondays and Thursdays at the American Legion Hall from 9:30 to 2:30. Monday from 9:30 to 10:30, there is line dancing. And on Thursdays from 9:30 to 10:30, we have senior exercise with Terry. So anybody who's interested, just come on down, enjoy yourself. They do a lot of different things during the day on those. And they have started, the soup program is starting up, so on Mondays. Just so you guys know, one other thing is there will be no adult Zumba or boot camp for the month of December, with just everything going on with the schools and conflicts, as well as, you know, everything else for Christmas. So there won't be any boot camp or Zumba for the month of December, but we will resume back in January. I think that's all I have. Does anybody else have any questions?
I did put a weather alert out today, and included I put we are watching the weather for Saturday.
Yeah.
So as soon as you make a decision.
Okay.
Is Sunday is what you're shooting for?
I'm hoping to. It all depends on...
The extended looks better then.
Yeah.
But it does look like it may break Saturday night,
Right.
so.
We may have to wait.
We'll watch it.
I'm not sure, because we have a little conflict with Santa. So
Okay.
I'm not sure on that.
He's got another appearance to make.
Yeah, he's very busy, so
Okay.
I just have to find out, so I'll let you know.
Okay,
Okay?
we'll go from there. Thank you,
Anything
Julie.
else? Okay.
Report from the Highway Superintendent, Jason Satori.
Jason Satori, Dover Town Highway. Superintendent, I'm going to start off tonight because last week I forgot totally about my guys, to thank my team for everything that they do. So I'll start with that tonight to say thank you for everything they do, and my assistant Terry for everything she does for me. I always try to remember to do that. For some reason last week I didn't. So I'm going to start with them to say thank you to them. Okay. We have, as a town highway, we are almost done and completed with regrading all our dirt roads in town. We added a lot of item 4 to the dirt roads this year because it's been neglected for the past few years. So we've been taking care of them, adding more dirt. They get wore out, they get washed off, they get plowed up. And so we're adding more dirt to them and leveling them off, smoothing them out, rolling them out so they're in better condition for us. We've also been cutting back a lot of the brush on certain roads so far. One of them is Benson Hill Road, the other is Sherman Hill Road, which we will continue to do as time goes on here, weather permitting, so we can get out there and get that done. We did some late paving this year on Old Branch, Chippewa Road, Halls Apple, and Ridge Road, Camp Berkshire. Not Camp Berkshire itself, but in front of there, we did some pipe work, so we got that completed. It's small stuff that we did, and it just actually makes everything a lot nicer for people at intersections or at an apron coming into in and off certain roads and stuff like that. Also, our plowing equipment and our garage is all ready for winter, which we really don't want to come, so it can keep staying like this right along. We submitted all our paperwork for our CHIPS programs and all that stuff, so hopefully we'll be getting reimbursement here soon, maybe by January, hopefully. And the other thing is, in the snow season is coming. We would like to let everybody know that there's no parking on the streets between November 15th and April 15th. If there's snow, if there's no snow, it's fine to park. The other thing is garbage cans. You guys know it. If you pass it out, if anybody hears us tonight, keep your garbage cans off the road when there's snow. Keep them on your lawn. That's what you're supposed to do. We don't like, our guys have to go around them, and if they hit them, people call and complain. It's not our fault that your garbage can is in the road. Please try to keep it on your lawns where they belong. And that's it. Any questions?
Any questions for Jason?
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, Jason. Reports of the supervisor to town board members. We'll start with the board members. Councilwoman Jackson.
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report. Councilman Maluda.
I have no report.
Councilman Murphy.
Small report. Julie mentioned again, park looks great. Everybody that was involved. You guys did a really good job. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing everybody on Saturday, hopefully. Hopefully. Another piece of the report was, again, another good showing at the public hearings for the planning board. Again, say it every time we're up here, a good way to get your voices heard is to attend these meetings. So keep paying attention, and that's all I got.
Thank you. Deputy Supervisor House.
No report.
No report. Me and you are the only ones that ruined it, Jay, huh?
Keep it
The
short.
weather alert that I did put out today, I will reiterate it one more time. The county put out an alert today. Strong winds gusts are possible this afternoon, the evening, and the overnight, and into tomorrow across Dutchess County. Wind gusts from the west and northeast of 40 to 50 miles per hour are expected regionally tonight through tomorrow, especially during the day tomorrow. There is a wind advisory in effect for Dutchess County. The latest information is indicating gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour across Dutchess County. Please be advised that downed tree limbs, and power outages are possible. This office is actively monitoring conditions as it is in contact with the power utility companies. That came out of Dutchess County Emergency Response. I received another alert, very, very similar, from National Weather. I do know there has been some issues since 3:30. I was not in the office today, but was contacted by my worker at the county that the tree started coming down around 3 o'clock. So just be alert, be ready. You know, have a can of gas next to your generator if you have them. If any further updates come across my email, I'll send them out as fast as I can, if possible, when possible, and if it's anything different. But for now, that is the report we received, and that's the report I'll be giving. The comprehensive plan, we let you all know a while ago that it was submitted. Planning board, secret process. The town board was asked to read through, send in any issues or changes or suggestions. The meeting has been held by myself and our council with Dutchess County Planning, as well as our committee chair, our comprehensive plan committee chair. Those meetings went well, as I have stated in the past, but we are finally hoping to plan, and we are scheduled to have a special meeting, a public hearing on December 14th. It will be at 6 p.m. That is, which was brought back to my attention tonight, that is if we get the full go-ahead by Dutchess County Planning, correct, Tom?
Correct.
So as long as they get their final revised copy, Madam Secretary of the Planning Board and the comprehensive plan, and we get word back by the 14th, we will have that meeting. If we don't get the thumbs up, then we will have to reschedule. But as of right now, we are a go. We set a goal by the end of this year, and we hope to achieve that goal going into 2023. And then they can go and move forward on the zoning package after that. Okay? So December 14th at 6 p.m., half hour earlier than normal. Okay? We're doing many upgrades throughout the town hall, as I've also said in the past, and the buildings and properties throughout. And we have to apologize for just a few inconsistencies or setbacks. We've been upgrading our sound. We've been upgrading a lot of IT, our cable stuff. We're in the middle of upgrading our phone systems throughout the town. We hit a little hurdle today, but we'll take care of it and we'll get it fixed and we'll work it out. So sorry for any inconvenience, especially the sound at the meetings. The planning board meeting had an issue. Our last board meeting had an issue. But it's a work in progress, so we apologize, just so you all know. And that's all I have. Anything that I missed?
No.
Madam Clerk, do you have anything? Anything else from the board that you might have thought of since you said no report? Council, anything?
No.
Okay. We will get into resolutions. Resolution to authorize and approve consent agenda items. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover does hereby approve the following items for consideration and adoption on the November 30th, 2022 Town Board regular meeting consent agenda. Authorized payment of Abstract 11 of 2022 in the amount of $720,958.93. Accept the minutes of the Town Board regular meetings on September 28th, 2022, and October 26th, 2022, and special meeting of November 9th, 2022. Approve the Town Clerk's report for October 2022. Approve the Town Supervisor's financial report for October of 2022. And authorize budget transfers, budget amendments, and payoff of off-abstract purchase orders as prepared and submitted by the town's bookkeeper. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Brought by House, seconded by Murphy. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Resolution authorizing supervisor to execute 2023 Town Electric Service Agreement. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover does hereby authorize the Town Supervisor to execute a renewal agreement for electrical services with Marathon Energy, which is a renewal of the 2022 agreement at a fixed rate of 0.1193 kilowatt hours for a one-year period from December 1st of 2022 to December 1, 2023 for electrical supply services. And be it further resolved that a fully executed copy of the renewal agreement shall be kept on file in the office of the town clerk. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Brought by Jan?
Yep.
Brought by Jan, seconded by Jackson. Any discussion?
These electric rates have tripled.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's the best we found.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Isn't that scary?
have to thank my office. They did their due diligence, and this is the best deal we can find once again.
Triple.
It's where it's at. It goes into effect tomorrow. So, now, anyway, any other discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Resolution scheduling public hearing on the draft Town of Dover Comprehensive Plan. Whereas the Town of Dover has been provided with updated to the Town of Dover Comprehensive Plan, and whereas on July 27th of 2022, the Town Board of the Town of Dover passed a resolution declaring its intent to be lead agency under the State Environmental Quality Review seeker. And whereas copies of the updated comprehensive plan were circulated to interested and involved agencies, and whereas the Town Board of the Town of Dover desires to schedule a public hearing to seek input from the public on the proposed updates to the Town of Dover Comprehensive Plan. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover does hereby schedule a public hearing on updates of the Town of Dover Comprehensive Plan for Wednesday, December 14th, 2022. That needs to be at 6 p.m.
Yes.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Nope, it's for it, the committee chair. December 14th, 2022 at 6 p.m. or as soon thereafter as public comment can be heard at Town Hall, 126 Duncan Hill Road, Dover Plains, New York, 12522. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover is hereby authorized and directed to publish notice of said public hearing in the official newspaper of the Town of Dover. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second. Brought by House, seconded by Murphy. Discussion. Sorry, Tom, that's,
No,
I
no, I
didn't get
just
that
want
to
to
you.
make sure you change it to 6.
He has another meeting at 7 in another town. Again, if for some reason any hiccups come along from county planning, then this would change, but for now, we are on as planned. Any other discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Resolution authorizing requests for proposals for consulting services for town zoning code update. Whereas the town of Dover desires to obtain proposals for consulting services to assist the town of Dover with updates to the zoning code. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Dover does hereby authorize and direct the town clerk to publish advertisement for requests for proposals for consulting services for updates to the town of Dover zoning code in the official newspaper of the town of Dover. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Brought by Murphy, seconded by Maluta. Discussion. This is basically the same process the comprehensive plan went through. We brought in a professional consultant to make sure we're basically dotting all the i's, crossing all the t's, asking him direction in certain things that are not fairly new, but new to towns such as ours, to make sure we're taking the right track, looking at the right idea, thinking about the right ideas, and going in a good direction. So that's what this is for. Any other discussion? Hearing no other discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Resolution accepting the 2023 highway materials bid. Whereas pursuant to Section 103 of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York, which requires that all expenditures for materials which exceed $35,000 be awarded to the lowest responsible bidder. And whereas the town clerk of the town of Dover has published proper notice for the solicitation of bids in the official newspaper of the town of Dover for the purchase of materials for use of the Town of Dover Highway Department for 2023. And whereas bids were received by the town clerk of the town of Dover, and whereas it has been determined that the attached list has the lowest responsible bidder under the general municipal law. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Dover hereby accepts the bids of the following bidders as attached hereto and made part hereof in the amount stated for the materials needed for the operation of the town of Dover Highway Department for the year 2023. You can all see the attached list. I need to read that list? No? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Brought by House, seconded by Murphy. Any discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. There's your dirt, Jason. Resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign proposals for tree removal and trimming services for 2023. Whereas the town of Dover Highway Superintendent is in need of a service to provide tree trimming for the town of Dover for 2022, and whereas the Highway Superintendent has recommended the following vendors for tree trimming and removal for the town of Dover in 2023. New England Property Maintenance, LLC, for boom and bucket truck and operator, and Tri-County Lawn and Landscape Incorporated for laborer, groundman, and a tree climber. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Dover hereby authorizes the town supervisor to sign the proposals of New England Property Maintenance and Tri-County Lawn and Landscape Incorporated, subject to verification of necessary and required insurance certificates. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Brought by Maluta, seconded by Jackson. Any discussion? Everything sounded right there, Jason? Anything else? Any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Resolution accepting and awarding the bid for mowing and trimming in the town of Dover for 2023. Whereas the town board of the town of Dover has reviewed all bids received for mowing and trimming and hereby awards and accepts the bid of Tri-County Lawn and Landscape Incorporated at a yearly rate of $38,500 for 2023 in the town of Dover. Whereas the bid of Tri-County Lawn and Landscape Incorporated was the lowest responsible bidder pursuant to the New York State law, and now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the town supervisor to execute the necessary documents to enter into said contract, subject to verification of necessary and required insurance certificates. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Brought by House, seconded by Murphy. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Resolution authorizing second payment for construction of new town highway vehicle and equipment facility. Whereas the town board of the town of Dover has authorized the construction of a 50-foot by 100-foot town highway vehicle and equipment facility on the grounds of the current town highway department, location using construction services of Land V-Scape Incorporated, DBA Nicky Diggs Excavation. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Dover does hereby authorize the payment to Land V-Scape Incorporated, DBA Nicky Diggs Excavation, in the amount of $162,709.84 for the second payment of the construction of the new highway vehicle and equipment facility under the terms of the construction contract with the town of Dover. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Brought by House, seconded by Jackson. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Coming along up there, it looks like, huh? Coming along. Resolution authorizing the town supervisor to execute a multi-year agreement for municipal information technology, IT services, and support. Whereas the town of Dover is in need of ongoing information technology, IT services, and support to conduct routine government business operations, provide residents and the public with digital and electronic information, ensure compliance at industry standards of municipal data storage, security, upgrades, backup, and maintain the town's shared records electronic management system with its partnering communities. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Dover does hereby authorize the town supervisor to execute a multi-year agreement with Logically for municipal IT services and support pending final contract review and approval by town council. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Brought by Murphy, seconded by Maluda. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Resolution advertising for request for proposal for architectural design plans for a new town recreation center and sports complex at Thomas Boyce Park. Whereas the town board of the town of Dover adopted the 2022-2023 Town of Dover American Rescue Plan Act project plan that included funding for the construction of a new indoor recreation and community facility at Thomas Boyce Park in Wingdale. And whereas the town of Dover also has secured a $150,000 grant for the construction of this new facility through the Dutchess County Community Development Block Grant Program, now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Dover hereby authorizes the preparation and advertisement for requests for proposal for architectural design plans for a new indoor recreation and community facility at Thomas Boyce Park in Wingdale, published in the official newspaper of the town of Dover, on Empire Purchasing BidNet, and on the town website's Bids and RFPs webpage. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Brought by House, seconded by Murphy. Discussion.
Overdue. I'm glad to see it finally happen.
This is the very large first step in a process that of one of many goals we set and hope to bring forward a few years ago. And this is the first step, and we plan on taking it the full way. So, if nobody else has anything else, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. There you go, Julie. First step of many.
Build it and they will come.
Resolution authorizing surplus and disposal of obsolete and non-working information technology assets and devices. Whereas the town of Dover has engaged the services of an information technology IT consultant to assist the town with inventory and evaluation of municipal IT assets and devices that are currently being stored pending repurpose or disposal. And whereas the IT consultant has reviewed the stored assets and devices and has determined the items on the following list that are obsolete and not working and has removed or destroyed hard drives as applicable. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Dover hereby authorizes the surplus and disposal of the items on the following list in accordance with the town of Dover, New York security policy, last revised and adopted on June 25th of 2014. You can all see the list that was attached.
Yeah, it's a bunch of junk.
Yeah. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Brought by Maluta, seconded by Murphy. Any discussion? Long overdue, as Andrew said, junk. No further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So carried.
Nice.
At this point in time, are there any public comments? If you have any comments, please approach the podium. Seeing no one approaching the podium, the upcoming meetings, Wednesday, December 14th, as you heard tonight, include a public hearing for the draft of the comprehensive plan update, and then Wednesday, December 28th, which would be our regular board meeting. Does anybody from the board have anything to bring up per se? You good? At this point in time, I would move that we enter into an executive session to discuss litigation issues, and then upon not returning to the dais. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's made and second to enter into an executive session, speak on litigation issues, and not return. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Be safe, everybody. Have a good night, and thank you very much.